Welcome to Cheryl's Home Cooking, and today what I'm going to show you is my way that I cook chili. I start out with 2 pounds of ground beef. To that ground beef I have 2 small Vidalia onions that I'll be dicing up. I'll place that in with my hamburg, and I also have 1 cup of the pepperoncinis. I'll be taking these and then just slicing the top off and then dicing that, and I'll be throwing that into the hamburg as well. Once the hamburg is done, then I'll drain it. I'll add it into my saucepan, and for the ingredients that I use is I have a 1/4 cup of the mesa flour that I'll be mixing with a 1/3 cup of water, so that this way here I can thicken up the paste in the chili sauce. I also have 1 tablespoon of salt. I also have a 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. It's up to you on how hot you want your chili. And for my spices that I mixed, I have 1 tablespoon of cumin, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, a tablespoon of chili powder, 2 tablespoons of minced onion, a 1/2 tablespoon of the crushed red pepper, and 1 tablespoon of sugar, and I mixed it all together. I'll be adding this into my sauce as well. I have 3 15-ounce of kidney beans, the red kidney beans that I rinsed off and put off to the side. I'll be using 1 quart jar of my homemade tomato sauce. To the tomato sauce, I'll be adding a 1.5 cups of water. So let me get the hamburger started. As that's frying, I'll cut up the other 1/2 of my onion. I'll cut up the other 1/2 of my onion. Now these are small onions that I'm using, and they're the sweet Vidalia onions. So I'll add that to my ground beef. Just kind of break up the ground beef a little bit. If you're using a good hamburg, you don't have to drain off the fat, because obviously there's not going to be any fat to drain off. But if you're using a lower grade of the beef, I would drain off all the grease. Now I'll dice up my pepperoncinis. I'm just going to cut the top off. The liquid's still in there along with the seeds because I want that in my chili. So I'll just cut it in half and then dice it. And I'll place that into my ground beef as well. This is optional. And this is optional. I just want a little bit more kick out of my chili. You can see I hardly got any grease. I do have a little bit, so I will be draining it. I just don't like all that extra oil in my chili. While I'm waiting for my pepperoncinis to cook up a little bit with the hamburg and the onion, I'll take my quart-size tomato sauce. I'll place it in my pot. Now I'll open up my tomato sauce. I'll pour it into my pot. I have 1½ cups of water, and I'll just rinse out my container. To this, I'll add my salt. The cayenne pepper. And my spices. I'll give it a mix. Now I'll add my kidney beans. Now that my hamburg, my onions, and my pepperoncinians have all cooked, I am going to drain it off to get the excess oil out. And then I'll add this to my chili sauce. You can see how good that's going to be. So I'll let this simmer for about 2 hours. And within that 2-hour time frame, probably in an hour and a half, I'll add the mesa flour to thicken it up. And you can see when I drained off the hamburg, there wasn't much, but I just didn't want that in my chili sauce. That's all there is to it, to this chili. So like I said, let it simmer for about 2 hours. About an hour and a half into the 2-hour time, I'll put in my mesa flour with my 1/3 cup of water. Doesn't this look yummy? See how nice the sauce looks with all the spices in there? And with the pepperoncinis, the kidney beans. Boy, I can't wait to try this. Ooh-hoo-hoo, nothing like homemade chili. I have my 1/3 cup of water to my 1/4 cup of mesa flour. I'm using a fork to mix it, and I'm going to put this in my chili to thicken it. My chili is boiling. It's been an hour and a half. So now I'll place the mesa flour in here. Make sure to mix it good. And this flour will help thicken it even more. Another half hour to go, and I'm going to be eating chili. Doesn't that look yummy? Now it's been 2 hours, so now I'm going to start eating some chili. So I'll turn off my burner. Try a little chili. Boy, this looks so yummy and it smells so good in here. So now I'll try a bite. See if all the spices are really, really good. Wow, this chili is really spicy. I love it. Nothing like homemade chili on a cold, freezing day. This will really warm your tummy. I want to thank you so much for watching me make chili, and I hope you try this recipe because I know you're going to enjoy it. Please follow me on Facebook under Home Cooking with Cheryl. Follow me on Twitter under Home Cooking with C, and also my website, cherylshomecooking.com. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next video. Bye-bye.